Then, when I think I was about 19 years old, I was like trying to get out of this lifestyle. And I ended up getting saved at 22 and a half. But from the age of 19 to the age 22, I was going back and forth because I really wanted to get out of it, but I was always dragged back into it. And so that mindset keeps you trapped in that lifestyle, right? Because you think that you can't, this is who you are, right? And you can't leave the game because you're committed to this. And even though you want to change, if you don't change your mindset, you're going to stay trapped in it. And so one of the things that we try to do is help these young men change their mindset. And we deal with them through cognitive behavioral therapy. And because we have lived experience and we've been through it ourselves, a lot of times we can win their respect that way. But a lot of it has to do with their mind, right? If we can change their mind. So that's why I try to reach them, because it is hard to get out, because these are people that a lot of times the people that they're gangbanging with, they grew up together, right? Played in the sandbox together, ran the streets barefoot with snotty nose, playing with each other. The moms and grandmothers knew each other. And so these young men and young women, they have a real close-knit tie, right? Like family. And that's kind of the way you see the gang. It's like your family, right? And so that's kind of hard to walk away from. Even when you say, like, I'm done with the violent part, but this is still my homies and I'm still a gang member. Even when you do that, you still get dragged into it because somebody close to you, like what happened with T-Row, when something like that happened, you want to get revenge, And so a lot of times these young men, they go through a vicious cycle until something either real bad happens and it really wakes them up, or they go to prison and after 10 or 15 years in their mindset, and some never change, but some of them, they start thinking about that change, or they age out, right? They get about 31, 32 years old and they start aging out. But what I'm finding now is that that's even becoming, I don't want to say a rare thing, but a challenge to these young men, because even though they'll say, I don't gangbang no more, which gangbanging means you out there putting in work, you committing the violence, representing your set. If something happened, you the one that's going out there doing the violence against other gangs. When you say you're a gang member, you're like, well, yeah, I'm still a gang member, I'm still a part of all this, but I'm not doing the violence, right? And so a lot of times when they get a little older now, they say, well, I'm not a gangbang, I'm just a gang member, but they still caught up and represent that lifestyle. And so it becomes hard for these young men to pull out. And back when I was coming up, we didn't have older people that was in their 30s and 40s to look to who had changed or got out of it, right? Because this was still new. And so the guys who started this was like either at that time when I got out was in their late 20s, right? And a lot of them was in prison and things like that. And so we didn't have no one to look to. Now they have a lot of people to look to who's been in it and out of it. The unfortunate thing of that is there's a lot of people, gang members, who are 50, 60, and even 70 years old and still represent that gang, right? And you cannot change as long as you're still a part of that gang culture, right? And so that's the challenge we see today.